Hello everyone, this video is in continuation to our videos on genetics for grade 12th. In our previous video, we have done about polygenic inheritance. In this video, we'll talk about epistasis in detail by taking a cross and example of Cucurbita pepa. So please watch the video till the end, because in the end, you will get all the pointers, the cross, the F2 ratio of epistasis on the board, which you can use for your notes. We'll start with the video first. Now epistasis, first of all, I'll give you, an introduction about epistasis, which is very, very important. If I just want you to understand what epistasis is. So epistasis is a condition wherein a gene which is epistatic will never allow another gene to express itself, whether that gene is in a dominant state or in a recessive state. In both the scenarios, we have divided epistasis into two forms, dominant and recessive epistasis. So if an epistatic gene is present, it will not allow any other gene to express itself. Fine. So herein we will now talk about it. For the expression of any individual, suppose there are two genes, any character or trait, two genes, out of which one gene, if suppose, is epistatic and the other gene is a hypostatic. Suppose. So in this scenario, in the presence of epistatic gene, hypo will never express. Fine. Even if it is in a dominant state, it will not express itself. Epistasis is of two types: dominant and recessive, or you can say dominant epistasis or recessive epistasis. Dominant epistasis means that the epistatic gene has to be in a dominant state. If in a recessive state, it will not show its effect. But if we are specifically talking about dominant epistasis, this epistatic gene will express itself. Recessive epistasis means that even if in a recessive trait, if it is present in a recessive state, then also it is not going to allow the other gene to express itself. So epistasis is of two types. We will take the example now with the cross to make things more understandable. Example is of Cucurbita pepa, which is also known as summer squash. Now here also in this plant, two genes, they control the color of the flower. One is epistatic gene and the other one is hypostatic. The epistatic gene, we are going to write it as W. It is going to give white color to the flowers, and hypostatic is Y. It is going to give yellow color to the flower. In the presence of this dominant W, the Y dominant is not going to express itself at all, because this is going to mask the effect of Y. So we'll take a few possibilities which can happen. We can have all dominants here. We can have a heterozygous condition here. We can also have, we'll take so to explain the difference. How do we, in the presence of this W, this Y will not express itself, so the flower will be white because of the presence of this epistatic W present here. Here, one more thing. In this example, we are talking about dominant epistasis. Dominant epistasis only. We are not talking about recessive epistasis. Here also we have this capital dominant W, so the Y will not express itself, the color will be white flowers. But here in the last scenario, we have both recessive, so Y is going to express, so the flower color will be yellow. Fine. So these are the three possibilities which can happen, and you see that in the presence of this dominant W, the Y dominant is not able to express itself. We will explain it with the help of a cross now, a normal cross. I'll just write it somewhere else. I need this space. I'll write here. Example, dominant epistasis. This is the example of very important. Recessive नहीं समझना इसको. It is example of a dominant epistasis. So starting up with the cross. Suppose we are crossing the individuals now with maybe one is white and one we take as yellow. So we'll take them like this. Yellow tab aayega when both of W's will be recessive. Fine. So this is a Y plant with white flowers, and here we have yellow. Now moving to the first generation, first filial generation. What do we get here? In the first filial generation, obviously the offsprings or the gametes which we are going to get are these. Fine. A heterozygous state wherein a W and a Y are there, but in the presence of this W, the Y is not going to express itself. That means all the flowers will be white. There will be we have 16 offsprings here, and all the offsprings are white. Why white? Because in the presence of this dominant W epistatic gene, this dominant Y is unable to express itself. So we get the offspring, all the offsprings as white. Now we are going to make a Punnett square and do the selfing. Now again we follow the same rule: capital, capital, small, small, capital, small, capital, small. So capital, capital, small, small. Fine. And we write the same here. Fine. So cross it. What do we get? We'll see the result. The result will be here, and we'll get a different ratio. We'll say how. Again, write all as we make a cross. We have done so many crosses. Abhi tak to you must be master in crosses. Again, we write WWY. Here we have capitals, both capitals and small. Here we have small. Here we have small w, capital Y, and both small. And here we have all small. So this is what we get. Now, very important. We are going to write wherever capital W's are there, those are going to give us white color flowers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, even 10, 11 and 12. So there are 12 pairs where we have W. Now if you see this, here we have capital Y also, but Y is not expressing itself because W is present. So we have 12 white flowers because of this capital W present. Now we will see capital Y's. How many capital Y's do we have? 1 small y, capital Y, 2 small y, capital Y, 3. So we have 3 with only capital Y's where W is recessive. So here we have 3 with yellow flowers. And the last one left, this shows a very, very different color. It is green in color. If we have all recessives, does not follow any, yellow bhi nahi hai, white bhi nahi hai, it is green in color. So the ratio, the F2 ratio which we get is 12:3:1. If we compare it with the Mendel's dihybrid ratio, which is 9:3:3:1, so we can see that this 9 plus 3 is 12 here. Is 12 and 3:1, so we can also compare. But F2 2 generation phenotypic ratio for epistasis is 12:3:1, and this is how we get it. Wherever a dominant epistatic gene is present, it is not allowing the other gene to express itself. So this is all about epistasis. You can use these pointers and the cross and the ratio for your notes. So in the next video we'll take up another topic. So keep watching, liking, sharing, subscribing. Thank you.